Good morning, guys. I'm glad you're all here. I'm going to dehydrate hamburger. I've seen how they got that new tax for cows, $4,500 per head per cow. Yeah, hamburger cost is going to go up. So I bought a bunch of hamburger, 3-pound packages. Let's see, 93% lean. I made some before, and I got probably 1.5 pounds I ended up with after it was dehydrated. I'm going to add breadcrumbs to it so it's not like gravel when you eat it. And this breadcrumb has Italian seasoning, which I really like. Yeah, I use my hamburger for stews and different things, chili, etc. But can you imagine, they're saying that hamburger cost is going to go up, probably $10 to $20 a pound because of this new tax that it's been imposed. So what we're going to do, we're going to add breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup to every 1 pound of hamburger. The longest that it takes in making this, besides being in the dehydrator, is actually cooking up the ground beef. That takes the longest. So let's get started. So for what I'm making, would cost me, if I bought it online, $60 plus tax. So I am saving at least $50. I'm not counting my time, of course, for what it would take, money-wise for my time. But if I'm saving $50, that's money I could spend for something else. Lately, what's going on, it's like a disaster in slow motion. So for people not to be prepared for what is coming is really foolish on their part. People should be stocking up right now. The food shortages are only going to get worse. Do you think the farmers are going to want to pay a tax of $4,500 per cow to raise them? No, they're not. So they're just going to get rid of it. Plus, there's a shortage of grain to feed the livestock. Pigs, evidently, the tax that they're going to add is, $1,200, $1,500 per pig, and I'm not sure what the tax is going to be on chicken. But yeah, this is going to affect families, and people who have children, those that are on a fixed income, that are retired. This is gonna devastate. I'm sorry, I'm not a vegan, but if you think you're going to be able to go to the food bank and get meat, well, you got a wake-up call coming for you, because it's not going to happen. So we're just working in the breadcrumbs into the hamburger, and then we're going to fry it up and then drain off what fat there is in there. When I made this before, it was basically nothing, hardly anything at all. This one person that I know recently said how, well, I already paid $10 a pound for organic hamburger. I said, well, are you prepared to pay $20, $30 a pound for organic hamburger? And then they go, well, I don't eat that much. Yeah, they're retired. They don't get much exercise, so their calorie intake is really low. But it just shows you how they're not thinking about other families that they could help out. Family members or friends who might be in dire straits down the road when this mandate for the vaccine goes into effect, for workplaces that are employees of 100 or more. A lot of businesses will probably just lay off, so they have less than 100 people working for them. Instead of putting up with the mandate of the new vaccine. So that's just going to make more people unemployed. And then, will there be their organic hamburger or meats even available down the road, 2 months from now? Are they even going to be able to get it? I'll be surprised if they do. Kind of reminds me of Scrooge from the show Christmas Carol. Well, isn't there poorhouses? Maybe they should just decrease the population and die with a stick of holly in their heart. So the $50 that I am saving today is at today's food prices for hamburger. Who knows, will it be up to $20, $30 a pound 2 months from now, 3 months from now? This will keep in my freezer after it's dehydrated for 35 years. Can you believe that? Alright, I think it's all done. I'm going to let it cool it off before I put it on a cookie sheet with a paper towel. And I got a easy way for myself to squeeze all the oil out is by using a rolling pin. Yeah, I found that works really good in getting the majority of the oils out of the meat. I recently heard too that one of the major companies that makes dehydrated foods shut down for 2 months. And the reason they shut down is because they can't get the food to dehydrate. I recently ordered dehydrated eggs, whole eggs. And the order has been postponed until the end of the month, and now that's got me worried that I won't be able to get it. The reason I ordered dehydrated eggs is because it is more of a challenge, a pain in the butt, to make dehydrated eggs for myself than to buy it. Alright, so there's my hamburger spread out on the cookie sheet with one layer of paper towel underneath, and I'll put another layer on top, and I'm just gonna roll it out with one hand as I film with yeah, see how it just sucks up that oil, and there's really not that much oil, but I'm going to keep doing this until I don't get any more oil out of the hamburger. I got a lip on this pan. These pans, they're also, I think, stainless steel. Years ago, I worked in the cafeteria at Kmart, and they shut it down. And they threw all these huge cookie sheets, everything that was used in the kitchen, they just threw it away. So I salvaged them, asked the manager if I could take them home, and I brought home just about every cookie sheet that they had and gave them away to family members. Alright, so I have it on parchment paper so the smaller pieces don't fall through the rack. There's the rack underneath. And we'll stick it in the dehydrator. Alright, so I got all the hamburger in there, spread out the best I could. And we gotta set the temperature to 165 and the time for 8 hours. Oops. Stop being stubborn. There we go, and hit start. And that's it. That's all we gotta do. Now just wait. Alright, there it is, all dehydrated. And we're gonna put it in Mylar bags and vacuum seal it next. Alright, now we're gonna vacuum seal it. Sucking all the air out right now. And then the seal light comes on. And once it's sealed, see the vacuum is still going on to make sure as it seals, it doesn't lose, yeah, it's depressurization, I guess you could call it. And it's done. And my work is done. There's 3 pounds. I divided it up into 2 packages. Ended up with like 1.5 pounds total. And this will keep in the freezer, supposedly, according to government websites, 35 years. Now, if it was not in the freezer, it would only last for 2 weeks. It's got to be kept frozen for long term. But if you're going to carry some with you and you're going to use it within 2 weeks, it will last 2 weeks without being refrigerated or frozen. But otherwise, 35 years. And I saved $50 by making my own dehydrated hamburger instead of buying it online, which of course you can't get right now because yeah they can't get the products to make the goods and have shut down for 2 months. Yeah, what's going to happen after the 2 months? Yeah, sometime after the new year. You can see the dry things in there to keep the moisture out. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for your support. You know who you are. I really appreciate your support. Please stay safe. Be prepared. Like I said, you've had plenty of time to get prepared for what's coming. This is like a slow motion disaster. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.